that stood out from her, saying your character should do this, or any personality traits maybe.
She's not really like that, which I'm
Stephenie?
glad about. Yeah, Stephenie's great. I mean, Stephenie's very used to being on a film set, and so she's very much involved in the production of her films, and she was with the host. I mean, she was on set pretty much every single day. But a lot of the films that I've done have been adapted from books, and sometimes authors are delighted with the work that you do. Sometimes they don't want anything to do with it. They just want to step back, and sometimes they're not happy with it because it's their book, and But Stephenie was great because she didn't impose herself too much. She was there if we needed to talk to her, and I became very close to Stephenie as a friend. Mm-hmm. So if I had any worries, I knew I could go to her. But she's not the type of person who comes up to you and is like, I think you should do this, or she doesn't do that, and it's great. Because you don't feel as much pressure then. I mean, I remember when the boys even came in and Stephenie was there, and I'd imagine it's a lot of pressure because, the creator of this massive franchise, the Twilight franchise, and possibly the host as well, it's a big undertaking for someone, so.
So last night at the reception, Jake was talking to us about your kissing abilities.
Oh! My kissing abilities. I'm able to kiss.
You said you were lacking a little.
Oh!
Oh my lord. Well, you know what? I'm glad this is my first roundtable because for every other interview, I'm going to put him down.
He wanted to know who was the better kisser between him and Max.
Does he want to know that, or do you want to know that?
No, he said, I want to know. He said, who's the better kisser between us?
I'm pretty sure the fans want to know, too.
Yeah! Well, and she doesn't have to kiss Jacob.
They both kiss in different ways, though.
Oh.
And the scene... Take note. No, I mean, I'm going to be very diplomatic about this. The scenes that we have are very different. I mean, with Max, they're a lot more passionate, and there's a lot of bubbling emotion and things like that because they've been kind of separated and all that sort of stuff. Whereas with Ian, it's more tender and it's more loving and all that kind of stuff. So it's a different kind of technique.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Oh.
They're both very talented.
Very nice.
So, talking about, I guess, kissing and the chemistry, what did you guys have to do to prepare, for that? Did you do anything?
Did you practice making out?
Yeah. No, we didn't. I mean, I had met the guys before, so Jake was in The Lovely Bones, and I had met him a good bit before that, and I had met Max before as well. So we were familiar enough with each other, and then we had 2 weeks rehearsals, and I think we were just lucky that we got on really well, and the dynamic between the three of us was so good and so relaxed and everything. And I mean, when you do, whether you're comfortable with them or not, when you do a scene like that with someone, the first take's always awkward and a bit uncomfortable, but then you just have to get over it. You have to do it. You can't kind of get out of it. So
since he told us about your kissing abilities, what should we ask him?
What should you ask Jake?
Yeah.
Why is he such a lame kisser? I don't know. Ask him how many times he took the guitar out on set and played it for everyone.
Okay.
Who decided that you needed to wear heels?
I know. Oh my gosh.
The whole crash.
Yeah.
The shoes! The shoes!
Why did they do that to you?
I know. Because they looked nice. But I know, we were all exactly the same. Because we all loved these heels. They were these amazing little, blue leather heels that Erin Pennick, the costume designer, picked out. And we loved them. But at the same time, we were like, there's no way you can walk through a desert in this. And I ended up pretty much walking through the desert for a couple of weeks, and I was in a car room and all that kind of stuff. So it was a bit of a pain because the pebbles and stuff would get into your shoes and you wouldn't be able to walk.
Twist your ankle or anything?
Oh, they looked so, those first couple steps,
Yeah.
her feet were on the side.
Yeah.
I know. That was all acting. The heels kind of sink into the sand as well, you know, so you're walking along and you're kind of, it's
I
all
even
a bit-
thought, can she take her shoes off?
I know,
Does she have
yeah.
socks on?
Nothing like that.
Did you keep anything from the set, like any clothing or anything?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't have minded the jeans though that Wanda wears when she's, you know those jeans that I wouldn't have minded those. They didn't give me anything though. They gave me nothing.
You didn't keep contacts.
No, I was glad to give those out. The day that I took those out for the last time, it was a very happy day.
So you all seem really, really close. And I'm just wondering, it seems to me we get the feeling that Jake is the prankster.
Yeah.
And he seems like the butt of a lot of pranks. And so we were just wondering, what did he do to deserve? Did he do anything?
So Max is really afraid of insects
Oh,
and butterflies. Like moths and things like that. And Max made the huge mistake of telling us this, which I think is just hilarious that he's afraid of that. He's 27. But so we found out about this and we got, I think there was just one of these little plastic cockroaches or something on set. I don't know why it was on set. But we found it and he'd heat up his lunch every day in his trailer in the microwave. So we decided we'd put it in. We put a little cockroach into the microwave. It was Jake's idea and I was really excited about it. And so he put it in and a while later Max just came like running out and was freaking out at this thing. He still hadn't realised that it was fake. So he thought it was still a real thing. And I was so excited by the prank. I kind of go along with pranks to a certain extent, but then I get so excited that I have to go, oh, it's only a joke. It's just a joke. We could have carried it on for the whole day. But he is, Jake's very funny. Like Jake and I used to wrestle a lot on set. We were like, more brother and sister. So we were, as the Irish say, messers. But he's funny.
We were wondering if you could talk a little bit about what happened at the Google Hangout. Like you had the.
That was hilarious.
Was it awesome?
It was hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Was it? Okay. I usually don't look at any interviews that I've done, but my mum said to me afterwards, it was so hilarious. Because I was just all over. You know when I was moving about, I was trying to find a socket in the Savoy Hotel on Trafalgar Square. And I was going to a play straight afterwards. So what happened was, right, I was out having a bit of dinner and I thought it was going to be at 7:30 or something like that. And then Jess, my publicist, calls me at like 6:30 and she's like, where are you? And I said, well, I'm just having a bit of dinner. I'm going to head over now in the next while and get set up. And she said, no, they're on now. So I had to run through Trafalgar Square on a Saturday or something, and it was so busy, and try and find a plug and find like the Wi-Fi password. It was a nightmare. And then when I got on, I was talking.
It was
to
during the
Max.
trailer.
It was during the trailer. I'm sorry.
It's hilarious.
I'm sorry. I keep apologising to Stephenie.
Did you feel any similarities between Mel's struggle and Susie Salmon's struggle in Lovely Bones? Just that being the in-between character.
No, not really. I mean, I hadn't really thought of that. I guess you could draw comparisons to both. But I hadn't, it wasn't something that I kind of thought about to bring the character to life.
So what did you bring? How did you bring the character to life? Like, what type of resources did you look at? Did you read any sci-fi books or watch any movies?
I read the script. I think it was all in the script. I read the book and I read the script, and we talked about it a lot. And I want, like everything, hopefully, I just wanted to really look at the character and understand what was going on with both of them and their struggles and what they were thinking about and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was more just about kind of going over the script as much as I could and really understanding what was going on.
Were there any character moments in the book that you wish made it into the movie?
It's been a while since I read the book.
You
Okay.
stumped her.
If any.
How was it working with
Never mind. We'll go on.
How was it working with Frances Fisher and William Hurt as veteran actors? Did you learn anything from them?
I love William so much. William was like the godfather of the set, and not the Italian kind. But he was a real leader, and I think it was very important for all of us to have someone who was such a veteran, as you say, and somebody who's very much about their craft. And, you know, he's a theatre actor, he's trained, he's got a lot of experience, and I think it was really beneficial for all of us to have someone like that on set and be asking so many questions. And, you know, there'd be times where we'd be pushed for time, like you always are on a set, and you kind of just, you know, you'll rehearse the scene a few times and you'll just have to get into it to start shooting. We were doing that one day, and there were a lot of us in the scene, and so we were doing it, and it was fine, but it didn't really feel right. And William sensed that, and he just said, you know what, let's just stop for a second and talk about this and take the time and go over it and rehearse it. And we did for about half an hour, which was unheard of on set. And it made such a big difference. And just the fact that he had, you know, really picked up on that was wonderful. And one of my
The
favourite
sense of the cast, yeah.
Yeah, and but just from a real actor's point of view, you know, it wasn't about making the day for him. He wanted to make sure that we all kind of had what we needed, and he was great in that way. And one of my favourite scenes that I did, you know, I mean, not to watch it, but to shoot it, was a scene with William where you guys have seen the film,
Yeah.
where he comes in after I find out that they've been slaughtering souls and everything, and he comes in, and it was such a human kind of scene, and it was very simple and very dramatic at the same time, and just because he was so great and it was so nice to have someone like him to work with was brilliant. So I love him.
There were reports recently that you're interested in Cinderella.
I know,
for
there's a
Disney.
lot of that. Yeah, no, I'm not attached
Not
to
at
that
all?
at all. No.
Okay.